Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Casting Seeds. I'm Savannah, your holistic health practitioner and host, and you're listening to the only holistic health podcast that uses God's singular truth to give you individualized discernment. Today, I'm actually going to be going over my registry. A lot of people in the group where I answer questions in, and on Instagram and on Facebook, have all used my registry as kind of a guideline for theirs. But I get asked the same questions as to why I picked certain items on my registry and what I considered holistic versus not holistic, and why I picked what I picked. So I'm like laughing. It's so funny because when I laugh right now, I wheeze a little bit and my lungs have gotten super wet. It's also kind of harder to breathe and more mucousy in the third trimester of pregnancy, which is something that not a lot of people talk about. And Jeremiah and I found out is kind of normal in the third trimester, just because your body is secreting more. I guess it's creating just more blood and more mucus and everything in general. So literally I'll like that. You hear that? I can't, it'll make me cough, but I can hear that my lungs are more wet. And also too, because everything's pushing up into my lungs and my lungs are shorter, all of that natural airflow, which is, especially if you're in a more humid place, you're going to get more wet lungs. But we're in a pretty dry place in California and my lungs are pretty wet. So I need to go purchase some OSHA soon, but not take too much. I don't want to over dry out my lungs. But just to make sure that I don't give myself walking pneumonia or anything like that. So, but yeah, it does make you feel a little more claustrophobic, or almost like you're drowning a little bit when you lay down to go to sleep. So just know that you're not alone and these things are natural. It does freak me out sometimes, and I feel almost claustrophobic in bed. And there have been a few nights where I've cried. So there's that. But let's go over, as of right now, and this has 100% fluctuated over the past 6 months that I've had my registry up. But I want to go over the 108 gifts, which I'm going to generalize and put a lot of them in groups, okay? And a few things I'm getting like 4 of or 6 of. So it's not going to be as scary and long of an episode as you guys think. But this is, in my opinion, my holistic registry, and why I got the items that I got. Okay, so I'm going to start off with actually, you know what? Let's go into categories, because that might make it a little easier. How do I do that? I also used, I don't know, you guys, if I used my registry, and it's not my favorite thing. The other one that's kind of popular, the baby registry one, I actually thought was a lot better and better organized. Okay, let's just go alphabetically. Let's start with clothes. So I do have a list of brands that I like. Let me go to my Evite, because I wrote them out on my Evite for my nesting party. And if you guys don't know what a nesting party is, instead of a classic shower, I'm having a nesting party / shower where everyone is coming over to our home. And yes, we'll have some games and things like that, but people can literally not show up. They can come for 5 minutes and come give me a hug. I liked the idea of a nesting party because it is a place where people come to your home and they serve you and your husband and your baby to be in your family. So that could be anything from helping you mow your lawn, if that's what you want, and tend to your garden. Someone can help you clean out your garage, your car, help you set up your car seat. But whatever gift they give you, if they do decide to bring a gift, it's great because they get to come and help set up the nursery. If you have it close to your due date, they can prepare food. I'm having people sign up on a meal train list. And that's the thing. If people can't afford a gift, they can come and just clean for you and help you prepare and do deep clean stuff like clean out the bath. It's like whatever you're most comfortable with, but they can deep clean your bathroom, your kitchen, reorganize your fridge, like whatever and anything you can think of. Some people like to do a gift and serve. Some people only want to do a gift. But we're having food. We're doing a barbecue with a cake, a gluten-free, sugar-free cake because we're the worst. No, it was also to keep my insulin levels down. But yeah, so that's something that we're doing. So we were very specific on our event and our evites on what we needed and wanted specifically. So let me read the clothing. Okay, so we made it very clear on our evite invitation that it was a nesting party. We explained that we're very minimalist. So we asked people to please be mindful that we have very limited space in our home. And the items that we bought on our registry were for a specific purpose, for measurements, limitations on space, and holistic ideals. And we said if someone wished to purchase something for us that's not on the list, to please contact either me or Jeremiah to ask first. The next thing that we said was, what do we most need? And we said all of our hearted and favorited items, which are the most expensive ones, were most important on our list. And these are the necessities for growing our minimalistic and holistic family. So if possible, we ask people to try to either thrift, so Facebook Marketplace, whatever, or purchase these items first. We love the thrifting idea because a lot of the things that are for baby are just, they're used for either like a couple of months or even only like a year. And that is not a long time to use a very expensive item or even just kind of an inexpensive item. So a lot of these things, not only do they get thrown in the landfill, but they're just so gently used or lightly used. And it's not a big deal to buy them used. So, but we asked people if they were going to buy used to please get our very specific item that we asked for. But yeah, just because we had specific safety, space saving, healthy, lead free, toxin free, and harsh chemical free, and 100% natural based items that we were very, very specific on, that would benefit baby and the family and possible future kids to come. For clothing, which is what we were going for, we had requested that people, if they wanted to buy us clothes, to stick to this clothing list. And outside of that, to just not even focus on buying clothes in general, because you just get, especially at church, people give you so many clothes. And even though they're not all natural, it's kind of like, whatever, you can only control so much. So this is the clothing list that we are okay with and we picked from, and we have a few things on our registry from this list. So Lauren Conrad Organics at Kohl's. It's not 100% organic, but it's a much cheaper option for people to be able to get you clothes. Make Organics is also great. There's Maisonette. It's Maisonette. Q is for Quinn. Colored Organics, which is a really popular one. Most of our onesies and our sleeping stuff is from Colored Organics because it's also not as expensive, but it is all natural. And sorry, I'm out of breath. Monica and Andy is also really great, I think, for swimsuits and stuff. And the Simple Folk. Oh my gosh, the Simple Folk is so overpriced, but they're like dyed with like avocado pits and onions. And they are the cutest outfits I've ever seen in my life. There's like a $90 pair of overalls that are so cute and I'm obsessed with. Anyway, the next thing that we talked about was also people being able to group gift or thrift. And we really strongly encourage that because some of our items, because they're higher end, they end up being a little bit more expensive because they're more all natural, but they also are long time lasting things. So if people can find, again, those very specific items on discount for like thrifted, or if they can find them, and get like 5 people to go in on one thing, great. We also were very specific on toxin-free living and explained what that meant, just for being around me and baby, and also preparing our home. So we asked people not to wear any heavy perfume, cologne, or chemicals into the home, and obviously no smoking, or no smoking would be allowed around me or the baby. And if they were smoking, they'd have to go change their clothes and shower. Again, for the food, we just asked people to sign up for a meal train because we didn't want to have like 2-month-old freezer burned food in the freezer, or even like 2.5 months, because we're not due until late August. And our shower/nesting party is at the end of July. And sometimes people prepare food like a week before. So anyway, yeah, that's kind of all the info on there. But again, just to kind of go over our gifts, I was told that for babies, for clothing specifically, like they lose socks all the time. So getting them onesies just to kind of be in all the time. Yet, like, yes, those little outfits are cute, getting them pants or shorts, but when they're trying to walk or even crawl for the first time, it can really rub their knees a lot. So making sure they have little leggings is great. Pants also, but onesies are kind of great because they can run in them, they can walk in them, they can crawl in them, they can sleep in them. And for the first 6 months, they pretty much live in onesies. And we, again, wanted to be more minimalistic. So we asked for a bunch of different types of onesies, not necessarily a lot of clothes. Yes, we put some, cute clothes on there. I didn't put a sleep sack because I don't know if she'll like one or not. And that's something that's kind of easy to purchase outside of the registry. And I really wanted to focus on things on the registry where I wanted people to help me buy the expensive things that we can't afford. So making your registry as minimalistic as possible is also sometimes nice. And then once those things are purchased, you can then add other smaller stuff. So that's my recommendation for that. Okay, moving on to the next category. We do have one cash gift fund, and it's actually a pelvic floor training thing. So I got a video, or I wanted to do pelvic floor training before and after birth. And to me, this is really important because I want to be able to heal properly after birth and postpartum. So it's about $100, and people can kind of pitch in towards it. It's not anywhere near one of my most expensive gifts, but the reason why I picked it is because I wanted people who felt like they couldn't, like, if any of because the least expensive stuff tends to go first. So I wanted people to still feel like they could contribute to something if everything else was taken. So there's also that. And if you want to know which pelvic floor one I picked, let's see if I can remember the girl's name. She is kind of famous on Instagram. I'll have to find her, but she's a redhead, and I really like a lot of her work. So I'll have to find that and add it to the notes. But yeah, she's pretty amazing. And she's only had C-sections, and her pelvic floor and core look amazing. So if her abs have literally been cut and she looks that good, I think I'm going to do fine. Okay, let's move on to diapers, daily, and swim. So I'm going to be doing cloth diapering. My husband and I have decided that. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, people say that. One of my friends has a full-time job, and she has 3 kids under 4 years old. And her husband has a full-time job, and they cloth diaper. And I got all of my advice from her. So what we decided that we were going to do is do pre-folds, like pre-fold diapers. And if you don't know what that is, there are tons of different types of diapers out there. And to, save time on this podcast episode, I just want to say pre-folds for us made the most sense financially. Pre-folds also are great because they can grow with your child. So you don't have to buy individual sizes for each season of your child's growth. It's basically newborn to 3 months or 6 months, depending on how you fold the pre-fold. And then for 6 months to a year and a half. And then there's toddler size. So Basically the only things that you'd really have to buy is the outside cover, diaper cover. You'd have to buy specific sizes for. So sometimes it's just 2 different sizes or maybe 3 at max if you're going to use it also for a toddler. But when you cloth diaper, most kids tend to be potty trained by at least 1 or 1.5 years old, which is amazing. So, and they're obviously reusable for your children now, and then your child now, and then all kids after that. So it's a little bit more money up front, but then you're literally saving thousands and thousands of dollars down the line. And if sustainability means a lot to you, then this will be really great too. But basically what we decided to go with is the hickory diaper covers. It's a pack of 7. It also comes with a wet bag. But Nora's Nursery, we did these diaper covers, and basically these specific diaper covers are just general diaper covers. They're not, because you'll see different kinds of diaper covers. It's just the general diaper cover that comes with no inner lining, because you're going to get pre-folds separately to fold into the cover. If you guys want me to do a whole episode just on, just on all different kinds of diapers, I can do that for you. It will be a lot, and you will literally have to take notes. It took me a few months just to kind of comprehend all the different types of diapers and what they mean and why they mean what they mean. But anyway, to make it easy, we got 2. So basically, let me see. We got 14 external diaper covers. Okay. And then I have, let me see, 12 times 4. Okay. Yeah. So I have a bunch of, basically inserts that are extra padding for nighttime for baby. And yeah, I think I got 40 of these. And then just for the pre-folds, I got, which is basically the whole, it's like a cute, if you think about like babies from like the 1950s and you see people wrap a linen around them and pin it, that's what the inside diaper looks like. That's a pre-fold. So for that specifically, I got 40 of them. Because sometimes kids can go through like 12 a day. But what's nice is you may use only 1 or 2 external covers. And then I got a 5-pack of snappy cloth diaper fasteners. So I also got 3 sets of wet bags to take with me on the run, so that when baby does go potty, all I do is take off the cover, wipe her, which I also got my own reusable colored organics washcloths, and I'm going to be making my own wipies. So reusable wipies as well. I got a bunch of those. I got a 2-pack of washcloth covers. And what's nice is, especially with newborns, you can kind of take all of their pee and poo-poo and put it into a wet bag. And when you get home, you can dump the wet bag into a larger wet bag, which would be like their diaper pail. And you only have to wash them like every 3 days when you're doing laundry, because especially when you're only breastfeeding, it's not as stinky. And then the same thing, when their poops are harder and they've turned more to solid food and they're not mixing breast milk and food, yes, their poops will be more stinky, but you're going to put them into a toilet, flush the toilet, and then again, you can just wash them every 3 days. So you're not doing laundry constantly throughout the day. A couple times a week to me is not bad. So yeah, I also used Harlow reusable swim diapers, which is also on Nora's Nursery, and I got 3 of them because you're mostly using that for poop, not so much for urine. And then for the diapers in general, I got the cotton organic baby changing pad. Changing pads can be really heavy chemically sprayed because they are normally waterproof. So a cotton organic one meant a lot to me. And then I also have, which I'm going to use for arrowroot powder instead of using baby powder to keep her dry. I just got off of Amazon. That's like this little powder puff thing, and that I'll fill with arrowroot powder. So yeah, the diaper situation, I can always buy more pre-folds and more inner things, but I just needed help mostly with getting those covers because it's about $60 for each pack. And yeah, and then someone already got me my diaper pail. I'm kind of excited. We'll move on to education, books, and toys. Okay, so for this section, I mostly did books, and I did a lot of Christian books. And I used the christianbooks.com. I think that's what it is. The things that I guess are kind of different, or I guess stand out a little bit. There's this rose scented doll that I was obsessed with, and it's by the Masonette place, and it is so cute, and I just had to get it for her. But a lot of it is more like books that I grew up with, Winnie the Pooh, Year with Frog and Toad, and then a ton of new Christian books that I didn't grow up with because I wasn't raised in a Christian family. I also really love the Tuttle Toddlers combo set by Tuttle Twins, and it's just basically learning about all of your rights as an American citizen, and I loved that. And then the complete set of Roger Rabbit, and then just a few, like a crinkly toy or two. Again, not a big deal. These things are not a necessity, and I didn't put any of them on our necessity list, but someone bought all of our Christian books, which was really sweet. On to kitchen and feeding. I did not think that this would be such a long list, but it totally is. And the most expensive item on this list is our LV Stride 2 hospital grade double breast pump. So this is a totally electronic breast pump. You put one in, you can control it with your phone or push a button, and it's very quiet, which is kind of a necessity for me because I'm going to be working on clients after a couple of months of having her. So if I have to breastfeed and I want to keep up with my breastfeeding, I wanted something that was going to be quiet and be able to fit into my bra and pump for a few minutes while I was working on people, and then to be able to go put it in the fridge. So that was very important to me. Also, I really love the boob cube. Instead of having to deal with bags and a bunch of like milk bags and have to buy expensive ones, it's a silicone set, a medical grade BPA free silicone set where you pour all of your milk into it in one day, and then you freeze these like cubes of your breast milk, and you store them in glass containers in your freezer, and they actually last longer, and they're less likely to have freezer burn, unlike other milk bags. And then you don't have to use a bunch of plastic bags, and then they're stored really easily in your freezer. So I got that. The kit is about $60, and I'm really excited. I haven't gotten either of those items yet, but I'm excited. Also for bottles, because obviously if I'm working, someone's going to have to either feed Penelope, whether it be Jeremiah, my mom, or someone else who would be babysitting, or if Jeremiah and I want a weekend away, which I think a few people may be laughing at that. But for us, I wanted something that was 100% lead free, and a lot of baby bottles are full of lead. And the Pigeon glass nursing bottles of this past year, 2025, are 100% lead free. And I got the only one, I only got 2 of the glass bottles because I'm going to be breastfeeding mostly. And then the Pigeon silicone nipple size SS. So super small. It's called size 0 with latch online. So it's like the most natural feeding latch that they have. So I got the smallest nipple basically so that she'd kind of struggle eating it and it would make her work hard, which is what it's more like when you do breastfeed. She has to work for it. Okay, this one might surprise people because I didn't get that really fancy feeding pillow that a lot of people like. It's like the, for breastfeeding, it's like the I don't know. It's very ergonomic. The one that you clip around your waist. I forget what it's called. That was originally on my registry, but I'm a curvier girl. And also, I like to be able to move and use a bunch of pillows. So I actually really fell in love with the Feeding Support Honey colored Snuggle Me organic pillow. I know a lot of people don't love it because it doesn't wrap around you, but how often are you like breastfeeding and walking around? The answer is like pretty much never. And also I found out that it can be really heavy and thick, even if you remove the padding in it. And just a lot of people don't like it because it's super bulky. And I would rather be able to control the bulkiness. And I also love that when you put it on your chair, your nursery chair, it just kind of looks like moon shaped, and it's just cute. And yeah, I liked that it was multi-purpose because it looked really beautiful, but then also it's easy to use and very comfortable, and it's 100% organic where the other one is not. Also for breastfeeding and pumping, I also asked for the Haka Shell breast pump. And the reason why I picked that one and not the Ladybug or the original Haka Shell, and for those of you who don't know what it is, it basically catches milk on the other breast in case you're having a letdown while you're breastfeeding with the other one. So to me, this was important because especially with colostrum, I did not want to waste one drop of that stuff. And this extra catch milk, I figured I could turn it into soap bars or things like that for Penelope as well, because it's really good to use it in lotions and creams and put it on her skin. So for the Haka Shell breast pump, the reason why I got this one is because it's smaller. It's a little bit bigger than the Ladybug, but when you put it on, it actually suction cups a little bit where the Ladybug barely suctions. The Ladybug mostly sits there. And the original Haka is also a lot longer, so kids can kick it off of you. So that's why I picked this one, and someone did purchase that for me, along with my feeding pillow and my bottles, which was really nice. Also, I have this all natural, non-toxic, essential gift set that like cleans bottles for you. That one's really great. I actually know the owners and they're Christian. They're super wonderful. So check that out. I also asked for some disposable nursing pads. So when I'm walking around, if I have a letdown, it will go into the nursing pad, which you guys can see on there. I was kind of iffy on this one because it's $80 and I didn't know if I wanted it, but I wanted to have it for the safety of Jeremiah and I and our children or anyone who comes over. But it's called the Life Vac Home Kit. And it's a portable suction device for a kid who's choking, a baby who's choking, and or an adult. There are different sizes on there. So just as a backup. Also, of course, I got the Silverettes that are 100% all natural silver, and it basically prevents you from going raw on your nipples. There's so many. These are $70 and I couldn't believe how expensive they were. But I'm going to tell you, every single one of my mom friends have said, if you do not get this, you're insane. And what's nice is then you don't need a bunch of nipple cream. And then you would have to wipe off the nipple cream because a lot of nipple creams are not natural or like they're not really healthy for baby. Even doing a bunch of coconut oil or tallow, your baby's not supposed to really have that at an early age. So these really do save you. Oh, BioGaia immune activated baby probiotic drops. Oh, no one's got these for me yet. It's not a necessity, but I am really excited to use this and start giving her probiotics right away. So that was a necessity on my list. Also, I don't know if this is necessarily a necessity, but I do have a muslin nursing cover. It is 100% muslin, and I didn't care about it being organic or not really because it's mostly going to touch me, but it's also light color and it gets hot here in California. So that was the whole thing for that. It was more for modesty and I don't even know how much I'll use it. A lot of people I know don't use them. The next for feeding, portable high chair table. A lot of people don't like these because they freak out about babies being able to fall because they hook on to the table. And our house is tiny, so we'll make sure that doesn't happen. But I didn't want to get a high chair, and I know she'll be eating at Grandma and Grandpa's house, and everyone, she's going to come with us. So we wanted something small and compactable to be able to go with us anywhere. We did get organic bibs for her that are soft cloth. We will get maybe rubber ones in the future, or silicone ones. We just wanted something easy for people to purchase. Oh, and this one's kind of fun. It's a Haka Baby popsicle mold. So if I wanted, while she's teething, to make some, like calendula and chamomile and breast milk, little chewies for her to be able to suck on. It's, you put it in like a little pacifier and then she can suck on it and it helps numb, but also, helps her with teething and also start with food. So yeah, I'm excited about that. I don't think it's a necessity by any means, but it just was kind of a fun thing that I could see myself getting excited about in the future. Okay, next is labor and postpartum care. So I didn't know that I could order things or ask for things for myself. And so many of my friends were really encouraging and saying, Savannah, like, this is a time that's not just for baby, but it's also for you. And I was like, well, then what should Jeremiah get? And they're like, the more things you get that are going to take care of you, it's going to help Jeremiah immensely. So, I asked for, which you guys already know, for red light therapy, what I suggest and what brand, but I asked for our red light therapy lamp and bulb. It's a 500 watt freestanding lamp with 120 volts, and it's specific for North America. If you guys want to know which one specifically, then check out my registry on holistic.co, because there's a link to it under research. It's free research. And then the same thing with the near infrared lamp. It's 300 watts and it gets very, very hot. But this infrared helps with the heat process, helps with your healing immensely, and also the red light therapy. So that's something that we asked for. And then also I remember I have a whole episode on red light therapy if you guys want the exact links to these as well. This may be weird to some people, but we also asked for an organic waterproof mattress protector. And honestly, it's just in case I go into like my water breaks, or if I go into labor, or if I accidentally give birth to her at home. I say accidentally lightly because I would love that. But a few friends have used this one. It's a little more expensive. It's $170 because we have a king sized mattress. But we would love to have it just in case, and we don't have one currently. So it's just we feel like it was kind of a necessity. So it's on our necessity list along with the red lamps. These next ones are not a necessity at all, but it's just things I would like to have. So Wish Garden Herbs has a breastfeeding essentials pack. That's for $40. That's super wonderful. One helps with the ducts and the other one helps you produce more milk. There's also by Wish Garden an After Ease spray that you can use for for yourself vaginally to be able to heal postpartum that I asked for as well. And then of course the rebalancing after birth herbals. It's like an herbal essential kit. So you can use it for yourself vaginally, which is always great. And then I asked for a forest green labor and delivery gown by Milk and Baby. It's super beautiful, very elegant, and also at the same time still very modest. Like you could wear it out of the hospital and feel covered and comfortable. And then for only $5.94, I asked for a 2-pack of these cooling pads that you can use postpartum, and you put them in the freezer and they're reusable, and then you can put them basically in like your panty lining or in your diaper that you use after postpartum care. I can't believe we're almost done. We're going to go into nursing or nesting in like the home, and then after this is travel. So not a ton left. Okay. Also too, I just realized this may be easier for you guys to kind of look over while I'm saying these things out loud. So you're more than welcome to do that with this episode, which I probably should have said at the beginning, but whatever. You can look at these things while I'm going over them, and I can explain why I'm using them. The first thing under nursery and home is the toddler, specifically the toddler lounger. We got we asked for the Sage one by Snuggle Me Organics. We weren't specific on colors. Like we said that we didn't care if people bought them used, because these can actually be very inexpensive when you buy them used, which is awesome. And you can get different covers and pay for a new cover if you wanted. But we asked for the toddler size for a few reasons. One, then it's not just the newborn infant size that kids grow out of really quickly. But two, because it gives us an option to either have her be able to lift up and do some belly time, or even co-sleep with us, which there are appropriate ways to do that and inappropriate ways to do that. We knew that we wanted something a little bit bigger, where we could we could basically control how tightly she is in it or how loose she can be when we're watching her. So we wanted something that would grow more with us, but we love the Snuggle Me Organic Lounger. Next is actually our camera. So our monitor. This was hard because the original monitor I really wanted was on techwellness.com, but then they got rid of their $200 one, and now there's only like a $450 option, and that's outrageous. But we wanted something with no EMF, no Bluetooth, and something that plugged into the wall. So I found, it's called Beeb Care or Beb Care Motion. It's a smart video baby monitor with 4.3 like ultra clear videos for night and day. And this was the second best option, which I'm 100% okay with. And it's only $300 rather than like $450. So there's that. Next is our nebulizer machine, which can be used for children and adults. It's a little bit more bulky. It's not the travel sized one, which a lot of people really love, because I wanted something that would actually wrap around a kid's head. Because kids, you know, they like to do things. And if I'm going to use a nebulizer on them, which if you guys don't know what that is, basically you can use just salt, like salted water, or you can put herbs in it, like tinctures and things like that, not essential oils. Let me make that very clear. Tinctures, not essential oils. But you use it so that a child can then, or an adult, can breathe in their medicine instead of just taking it orally. So it can go in through their mouth and into their lungs and bloodstream a little bit faster, almost like smoke and vapor. So you have to be very careful with the ones that you do use. And that's why you don't do essential oils, because the oil is not supposed to go directly into the lungs that way. You want to use tinctures because they're vapor, right? And with alcohol base, not a glycerin based, which we could have a whole episode on that as well. But someone did purchase that for us, which was really great. And again, the reason why we didn't get the handheld ones is because then you have to hold it or have a child hold it over their mouth. And what kid, especially, these are really great for like toddlers and like 5-year-olds and 6-year-olds all the way to 7. No kid wants to sit there and hold it for like 5 to 10 minutes. So that's why I didn't do that. For our crib, a lot of people told us to not get a crib, or if you did, get a 3-in-1, the people are very opinionated. For us, what made the most sense, because we already have a queen-sized guest bed, is we got the Origami portable mini crib with wheels by Baby Leto. And I loved that the wood was 100% organic with no sprays. Same thing with the paint. It's like all natural paint, like kids could chew on it and it's safe. Still not recommended, but better than most. And we got ours on Facebook Marketplace for super cheap, used. It's a few years old, literally don't care. Instead of it being an almost $400 purchase, we got it for like $80. So not too shabby. But we love it because it folds really small and we can put it away and save it for our next child. But also it starts as a bassinet and then it turns into a crib, which it can last up to 2.5 years old. And if your baby's smaller, maybe even 3. But I mean, I get it. Most kids don't want to be in a crib for that long. And some people are like, my child just wanted to crawl out. And I was like, okay, well, you can also learn to say no to your child. You can teach your child that they have to stay in that. And that's their bed, no matter what. So I also think that it's healthy to set boundaries with your child. And people are like, oh, you say that now. I also nannied. And there's a reason why sometimes the kids listen to me a little bit better than their own parents, because I didn't put up with them wanting to do whatever just the heck they wanted to do. They had to stay in their crib or they had to stay in their bed at the time that Miss Savannah told them to. So yeah, there's that. But the reason why, again, we did that is because our guest bed could very easily, which is in our garage, we have it covered. We pull it out for when guests are here, and then it'd be really easy to turn her room into a guest room. And then when she's old enough, that will just become her bed and we can get a low floor bed. And then when guests come, we just put her, there's like what is that thing you put a bed on? What is that thing? Why can't I think of it right now? What is that thing you put a bed on? Oh my gosh, this is so funny and so embarrassing that I can't remember it right now. I'm literally going to Google it right now. That's how much my pregnancy brain is there. What do you put a bed on? Get out of here. This is so funny. Oh my gosh, a frame. or a platform. Okay, so we have like a bed frame that's collapsible too, that for guests when they come. It's just a metal frame. It's nothing fancy, but we can make it really low for her or make it even a floor bed for her, and then just turn it into a guest bed. And obviously we'd put an organic like waterproof cover on it and stuff too for potty training. So that kind of stuff. We knew that we already had a bed, and a lot of the 3-in-1 things turn into a specific sized bed, and we didn't want to have to buy a whole new mattress because we already have to buy a mattress for the mini crib. So, well, actually someone got us one, but you see what I'm saying? Like for us, this is what made the most sense. And also too, we don't know if we're going to be blessed with more kids, and I can't picture a nursery without a crib. And it just was really special to me, and I wanted a crib so badly. So when people kept trying to convince me to not have one, it actually made me really sad. And Jeremiah said, we're going to get one because I know you want one. And it just made sense. So yeah. As for pacifiers, because this we put in our nursery and home, I got the Nini Co. pacifiers. I got them in plum and just a 2-pack because I don't want her to be on passy all the time, but for when it's needed, it's great. And it also mimics a breast. So I loved that. And for the crib mattress, we got the Newton Baby crib mattress because if a child does roll face down and you use muslin, which is a breathable fabric, so sorry, this actually is like a child could go face down and you can breathe through it, which also means it doesn't also catch like a bunch of different stuff in the mattress, and you can literally spray the mattress and it will be clean. So that was gifted to us by 2 clients, which was a huge blessing. We also got a humidifier for her. We have organic crib sheets. We did put a Molecule Air Mini air purifier if someone wanted to get that for her as well. There is, I don't know, a lot of people don't get bath supports, but we found one, it was super inexpensive, but the Angel Care Baby bath support, I got it on Facebook Marketplace for like $5 and it's $20 online, but it's just great because you can lay your baby onto it on a muslin cloth and pour water onto him or her, and it's just great. Oh, we also got the ergonomic baby bouncer. We got the soft breathable one by Baby Bjorn. Again, someone bought this for us used because it's originally almost $260, and she got it for us for like $80 at a used store, which we loved. I also got the active skin repair natural, like just an all natural spray for baby. So if she gets any kind of cuts or bruises, we can spray that on her, and it's awesome. Okay, this is one I get a lot of questions on, so I'm excited to talk about it. So East Perry is a medical sheepskin and like sheepskin basically maker. So it's been proven that kids and adults and people like sleep so well on wool and sheepskin. And what was awesome is we actually ended up not needing to get one because Jeremiah's family in Europe has a sheep farm, and they're going to make us 1 or 2 to be able to have as family heirlooms, which is a huge blessing. But we wanted our child to sleep on sheepskin, and we would just put it in the crib or on that baby lounger that we talked about or wherever, so that she can lay on it and rest and sleep with a very high frequency, which if you guys want to listen to our frequency episode for casting seeds, that's a whole other rabbit hole we could go down. But when people ask about this, I literally tell people, go listen to the frequency episode and you'll know exactly what we're talking about. But yeah, it's definitely not a necessity item, but it's something that I really wanted. And I'm so thankful that not only are we going to get it from family, but it's going to be an heirloom, which is just so much more precious. And my friends that do have sheepskin, they said that for their first kid, or, you know, like they've never had problems with their kids sleeping. And my friends who don't have it, they definitely have problems with like nap time and rest and things like that. So just something to consider. But yeah, one of my friends, she didn't have it for her firstborn. She got it for her secondborn, and she wished she had it for both. There's also a really cute strawberry bunny organic cotton blanket that I fell in love with. That's not really, of course, not a necessity, but it's cute. We also have 100% organic muslin hooded towels. We just got 2 of those because they're not, it's not a big deal. We could use any towel with her. And also just to keep things like kind of simple, we got the Dr. Talbot's Baby Safe Nose and Ear Cleaner set. The suction ones really grossed me out, but so we'll see how this one goes. But they look like they're little wands, so we'll see. Also, I didn't get some fancy organic hairbrush set, but just some wooden one that seemed good off of Amazon. Next is the all house turn off Wi-Fi system. It's like a kill Wi-Fi button. We just wanted this to have this at night so we could kill all the Wi-Fi and just all of us to be able to sleep better. And then the Frida Baby electric nail trimmer. I don't know. Some people are like iffy about this, but it was only $8 and whatever. We also did not get a changing table, a specific changing table. We got a free dresser off of Facebook Marketplace, and Jeremiah rebuilt it and painted it from the inside out. So it's wooden, it's huge, but it's also perfect height for me. And we just got a Marymore organic changing pad, and it's an organic cotton changing pad, and then muslin covers for it, which someone purchased for us. And then just a 6-pack of muslin washcloths, and then the same thing, like bigger ones. We can always get more, but we just put them on there for people to get, and they did. So a lot of these things people have already purchased for us. Again, not the big items that we really need, but more of the smaller items, but we wanted people to have those options. But the last one, travel, this is the biggie. This is probably like some of the most expensive items, and I'm so thankful for the people who have purchased these for us already. So for travel, the big one that people always ask about is, why did I pick the car seat that I picked, and the stroller that I picked, and the carrier and the travel crib? So these are probably the biggest questions that I get and the most often. So the Nuna Best Safe Travel Friendly Infant Car Seat. I just got the basic Nuna one. Originally before tariffs, it was only $350. Now it's $650, and I was so shocked and thankful that a friend and a client, she and her mom, who have been clients of mine and a very good friend, she's also a bridesmaid in my wedding, purchased it for me, and I literally cried. Both Jeremiah and I couldn't believe that she did that, but also we just were so thankful, and she just wanted to give back because I've given her a lot of free service. But I was like, no, duh, you're one of my best friends. Of course I would. So and it just felt very real getting this for the first time. But it is flame retardant free, which is one of the biggest things. And it has one of the highest safety crash tests out of all car seats. And there's a reason why it's so expensive. But it also, the reason why I got this, is one of the very few car seats that is compatible with our stroller. So our stroller, which actually to me was, I knew I'd use it more. I mean, car seat I'd use all the time, but I know I'd use the car seat and the stroller often, especially with dogs, because I walk them all the time. So I was really excited to pick out just the best stroller that I could find that's lightweight, that's travel easy, right? And something that just can grow with us, because strollers are stupidly expensive. Same with car seats in my mind. I can't believe how expensive they are. But I picked the Stoke Yo-Yo 3 6+ stroller, flexible and compact. And it's not the infant one. It's not the one that has all those fancy carriers. I picked the one that is like for a kid. And then I got the car seat adapter for the Yo-Yo stroller. Okay. So the reason why I picked the Yo-Yo 3 is because it is the highest rated and the very first stroller to ever be airplane compact approved, where you can literally put it in an overhead storage bin. That's how small it can get. It can literally fold into a backpack for you. It gets so small, and it is so lightweight. It also is European based. So it is made to go over literal cobblestone streets. So could you use it as a jogging stroller out here in the US? Probably. It doesn't have the 3 wheels, so it's not as heavy and it won't cruise as beautifully. but it is so lightweight and it rolls amazingly. And it is definitely meant for people who are on the go, who travel, who maybe even just like people who want to have the option to be able to pick up a stroller really quickly. And it can take two hands sometimes to compact it down, but it packs down really quickly and very easily. And you can easily learn how to do it with one hand. I've done it before. It's super simple. It's not, I guess, not as simple if you're using a car seat, but then you can pull the car seat and your baby out, pop them into, their, I don't know, their car seat adapter thing in the car, and then easily collapse the stroller in like 2 seconds and throw it in your back seat or your trunk. And because it collapsed so small, it doesn't take up a lot of room. So we picked the green one. I love it, and it's not super expensive. It's under $500, which is crazy. It's under $450 actually. Probably just because it's been around for a really long time. But yeah, that, and then the $60 adapter, I guess then it ends up being a little over $500 for both of those things, but there's a lot of space below. And they came out with like there's just a bunch of things. Also too, it will grow with you and your kids. Like if you start having multiple kids, you can just add on to that stroller. So that's very customizable. That's the reason why I picked the stroller. It will grow with you and your family very easily and not be super expensive to do so. So that's why I love it. Next is the baby carrier. A lot of people think I'm going to buy a certain one, and you can probably say it in your head right now, and I might shock you, but I picked the Baby Bjorn Baby Carrier Harmony. And it's the one that it's breathable. It's like a mesh one, but I picked Baby Bjorn out of all of the other ones for multiple reasons. One, it's the only one that is 100% organic when you buy the linen mesh. So that was really, really important to me. Also, you can wear it more ways than all the other carriers. So in the front, you can wear the baby front and back. You can also wear the baby front and back in the back, where normally it's just front and back in the front, and the baby will like hug you like a little koala in the back. Because Jeremiah and I love backpacking, this was really important to me. And a part of me still is kind of wondering, like, maybe instead of getting this, I should just get a backpacking one with like a little backpack attachment to it. But that just kind of felt heavy for the everyday. So, and this one's obviously cheaper than like a backpacking one, but ergonomics too were really important to me. And this was ergonomically great for the baby, organic, and it was wearable in multiple ways. And it was also rated one of the top most comfortable and supportive baby carrier systems for the parent. And that's what's constantly ignored with all of the other baby carrier systems, including the most famous one, which I can't put my finger on right now, but I swear if you look it up, it's like Eco or whatever. I don't know. So this is a newer one that has just come out, so there aren't a ton of ratings on it, but all the ones that I've seen, which are about like, 100, everyone is in love with it. And they said that Ergo Baby is the other one. Everyone said that they wish they had this over the Ergo Baby. So that's why I picked it, because alignment means a lot to me. Next is I got a mini backpack. It's like a mini leather diaper bag, just because I want to keep things minimal and small. And I also wanted it to be leather, so Jeremiah didn't feel embarrassing wearing it too. Moving on to the crib, the travel crib. Again, I wasn't sure if I wanted to get this, but at the end of the day, I knew that if we were going to travel or go somewhere and I wanted our baby to be safe for, like, whether it's the beach or whatever, I wanted her to have a space where I knew she was okay. And this is compactable down into a backpack as well. So it's the Guava Lotus Travel Crib Bundle. It does come with a quilted sheet, but it's nice because she could have a space to sleep in. It's kind of like our, to-go crib, if ever needed be. And apparently people do use them a lot. My parents used it a lot with me. I remember being in it. So yeah. And then the last two items is a Snuggle Me baby wrap. It's more for like newborn and infant, for 6 months and under, but you can wear your child to your chest, and it's stretchy, but it doesn't lose a lot of elastic over time because you can put it in high heat in the dryer and it will get tight. And then the last is a baby car mirror, so I can see my little girl while she is in the back seat. But yeah, that's my entire registry. I tried to go through it as quickly as possible, and I hope the reason why I got certain things was either quite obvious or not. But you guys can use this for your registry, and I would love to do one a year from now and say like what I really did use or didn't end up using, or what was important or not. The one thing that I'm wondering, or the two things that I'm wondering which one I'm going to use more often than not, is like, will I use the baby carrier more, or will I use the stroller more, or both? Or, like, will I even use the travel club crib? Like, it's just that kind of stuff. The travel stuff I think is the most up in the air with me, because I don't know what it's going to be like and what life will be like. But at the end of the day, that's what's nice about having a nesting party / shower, is people can help purchase these things for you, and then you can figure out what your life will be like with 1 or 2, 3, multiple kids. And yeah, maybe I'll use more of these things when I have a second kid or a third kid, right? So I'm really excited, and it's overwhelming, but going over this registry, I almost feel even more solidified in the things that I chose and why I chose them. And I definitely, a lot of my friends have way more things on their registry, and I couldn't believe, like, I thought having 108 things was like so much. Especially some of my friends like only had like 10 things on there, and I was like, what? But then I realized, starting from scratch, not having a lot of hand-me-downs, and being the first person in my family to have a baby on this side and on Jeremiah's side, we really like needed to start over. And I'm so thankful for our church community who's already given us some stuff, and for our friends who've already purchased things off of our registry, and even clients and I've had random people online, and like you guys as listeners, send in gifts already, which has been such a blessing. I can't even tell you. I'm at a loss for words, because I cried when I saw that, and I reached out to people and I was like, have we met before? So that was a huge blessing, and they just wanted to give back because they don't pay for anything on the podcast, and they wanted to support this as a ministry. So thank you. I can't even tell you. I cried so much. Someone even made us a handmade blanket. Anyway, I'm so honored and just overwhelmed, and I can't tell you guys how much all of your love and prayers means to me. Doing a gift is like the extra mile, but honestly, prayer for us and our health and Penelope's health has been the biggest thing ever, and even our financial stability, which has been just such a blessing. I can't even tell you how blessed we are by you guys. So thank you so much, and remember that everything that we do here is, we're not making money off of it. We're here just to do this, to give back, because we wish that people gave us this information, and we want to love on you as much as we can to the best of our ability. And remember, at www.holistic.co/research, there is so much free research that I have on there specifically for pregnancy, and my very first ebook as well, which is really exciting that came out for pregnancy. So if you guys have any, or is it just general holistic health? I don't even remember at this point. I don't remember anything. I couldn't even remember what the thing was for a bed. Now I can't remember it again. Being pregnant is hard. But keep praying, you guys. We're 31 weeks this week. We have a month and a half or 2 months. I don't know. How many days? Jeremiah. Baby. I don't think Jeremiah can hear me. I think we have like only 60 or 59. Hey, babe. Yeah. How many days do we have to go? 62 days for our pregnancy. And probably a little bit longer. Normally firstborn. Yeah. Anyway. Plus 14 days. I hope not 14. We'll see. But if you guys could just be praying for us, and praying that the necessity things are bought off of our registry, praying for our finances, of course, per usual, and most importantly, for God's will to be done and the health of our baby. So I hope this was reassuring for you guys, and I hope if you need more information on registry items, or in more depth info, like why we chose cloth diapering, or an in-depth episode on those things, or feeding and different pumps, I'm here to do it. I'm 1000% here to do it. So message me and let me know, whether it's on Instagram or Facebook or email. And until then, per usual, keep casting seeds. We hope you enjoyed learning how to cultivate God's creation from a biblical perspective. Holistic health is to prioritize whole person wellness through Christ. Like and comment on what topics we're casting seeds or casting pearls.
If you found this information provided useful, subscribe to our podcast for future updates, leave a review to help us improve, and share this episode. We would like to remind you before we leave that perfect health cannot be attained in this world.
Only spiritual salvation through sanctification and repentance to God and turning away from sin will give you a perfect body in the kingdom come. Nourish yourself in the Word, in prayer, and in biblical fellowship daily.
Thank you for joining us today, and a special thank you to our listeners for making this podcast possible.
Always praying.
Keep casting seeds.